Good day, this is Bruce Montgomery, and thank you for joining me on another edition of Technology Access Television. Well, today we're talking about the intersection of innovation, technology, and government. And there's a new organization, well, it's not all that new, it's actually been around in Chicago, delivering education, delivering conversation, delivering a platform in which government and technology practitioners can come together and describe how innovation and best practices can yield a better deliverable result in their daily work of providing good government and government services to their constituents and using technology as a vehicle and a platform for improving that service delivery. And my guest today is one of the thought leaders, shall I say, who has been such a guiding light in the development of the Government Technology Foundation. It's an organization, again, a 501c3 nonprofit that was developed here in Illinois for the purposes of giving government technology practitioners a place they could go to learn how to do what they do in the betterment of the delivery of government services. My guest today is none other than Dr. Jim Trevallen. Yes, Jim, how you doing?
Good, Bruce. How are you?
Very good. Thank you for making your time available on such short notice.
Thanks for having me.
It was an emergency call. I called the doctor on emergency.
He did.
And have him come out. But Jim, why don't you tell us a little bit about your technology background, just your personal technology background?
Oh, well, most of mine is the technology that I dealt with over my career is now in a museum. Okay. But I have more than 40 years in the technology industry, starting with IBM and teaching some as well. So
you've been on a lot of sides of this industry. You've been on the entrepreneurship side of the industry,
yes,
the application development side of the industry, the education side of the industry. So you've seen
all
a
sides.
lot. Okay.
I could give you the history tour.
Okay. All right. And the thing about it is you're still so excited about being involved. I mean, even when you could be somewhere sailing or traveling, doing some things, you're still really making a difference. And
technology is a fascinating. I mean, it's so dynamic. It just never stops, and so it's a great space to be in.
So how did our friend Poonam Krishna snatch you to be involved in this thing called the Government Technology Foundation?
The same way she snatched you. She's very persuasive.
Okay. And so you've been around almost since the inception of this idea.
Yeah, it came out of, as you know, the Technology Innovation Summit, which was an annual meeting that Poonam put together starting 4 years ago that brought government technology people together with the private sector technology and some educational institutions to sort of talk about the development of technology, how it can be applied to public sector applications, how all of that would work, and it became a fairly popular event. But she kind of held that together on her own, and I was a speaker at several of them, which is how I got involved. I'm sure how you did as well. And about sometime last year, Poonam and several people, including you, decided to put together a foundation, the Government Technology Foundation, which, as you pointed out, is a not-for-profit, whose real goal is to bring those two sectors together to help the government deliver, as you said, better services to the citizens, and do that more effectively, more cost-effectively, more efficiently using technology. It's very difficult for many government agencies, as you know as well as anyone, to keep abreast of everything that's going on. There's some excellent people in that sector, actually some very innovative leading minds, as you know. And so the purpose of the foundation is to do a couple of things. One is to be a clearinghouse for best practices between different government agencies. And there really isn't a good platform for those people to share other than informally between themselves. And also to help introduce what's being done in the private sector, what technology is available that may be applicable to government agencies, and to help those two communities come together, as well as within the educational space, which is doing research, which can be applicable as well. So to bring those three communities together in a way that can help the government deliver better applications and solutions for the citizens.
Well, it's quite remarkable that an entrepreneur saw the opportunity for this and stepped up on her own accord.
She did.
At a very challenging time for her business to do this because, as we know, the last 5 years has been anything but straight up. It's been an economic whirlwind. That means that when you're out there fighting for survival as an entrepreneur, you've got to have your hands on the steering wheel. And for Poonam to take on this challenge is really quite remarkable and quite commendable because it was something that needed to be done. Somebody had to do it, and fortunately she did. And I think the timing of this is really quite remarkable as well, because I think we're starting to come, governments as well as citizens are starting to come into the notion of what a digital-enabled democracy is all about.
Absolutely.
So, you know, when we think of self-service, I mean, people say, well, what do you mean I can't look on my iPad and see what's going on with my water bill or with my property taxes? So people are literally demanding and pulling their governments along into the technology level of service that they expect. And so it's quite a remarkable time with broadband and smartphones and portable technology. And then you have these things like Internet of Things. I mean, where that brings a whole new platform here. So it's a whirlwind of innovation, a whirlwind of conversation. So there needs to be a place where the government practitioner, the innovator, the technology service provider can come together, dialogue, share ideas, share notions and opportunities, and especially for this place called Chicago and Illinois and Cook County, with the pressures that are facing us in terms of our economic environment and our tax structure. Clearly, we need all the innovation we can get.
It's a tremendous opportunity to deliver better services more cost effectively. I mean, people are now used to going onto the Secretary of State site for the state of Illinois, and you can renew your driver's license, you can renew your license plates for your car. That's very, very convenient. And so people are starting to demand more and more services from the government like that. But it's a two-way street, too. There are applications where people can, with a mobile application, report someplace on the street that has a pothole and needs to be repaired, or issues like that. So the opportunities for technology to be applied to those kinds of things, I mean, it's the tip of the iceberg.
Right. So one of the things that the Government Technology Foundation will be doing is having a series of meetings and conferences, and I think something's coming up here very, very soon with a kind of a kickoff symposium that'll discuss the value of this initiative.
A week from Thursday, on March 26th, at TechNexus in the Civic Opera Building here in Chicago, will be sort of the launch event for the foundation, where the keynote speaker will be Tony Preckwinkle from Cook County, and a number of people that people will recognize, CIOs from major government agencies, who will be speaking to sort of launch the foundation to start to attract people to participate in a variety of different ways, and to be able to give back from both sides, people from educational institutions locally, people from private enterprises locally, and certainly people from the public sector.
Well, that's quite remarkable. It's going to be at TechNexus, which is part of the Illinois Technology Association. That's the kind of technology center point, the clubhouse, where so many of the IT firms, you and I have been involved with the ITA for many years, and now TechNexus has just grown to a whole nother level. It's remarkable what Fred and Terry have done, and the TechNexus is a wonderful facility that's just buzzing with enterprise scale development activities. And now to have Poonam and the Government Technology Foundation to bring this conversation into that space, I think is a great synergy. So it's going to be on, you say Thursday?
Thursday, March 26th.
March 26th. It'll be right there at TechNexus on the 12th floor. And there'll be, I think, Commissioner Robert Steele is going to be speaking, and Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle is speaking. A number of other government CIOs as well as private practitioners will be there as well, talking about the importance of this kind of collaboration this kind of coming together, collaborating, sharing best practices, and really launching how this community can really serve itself by sharing and putting ideas and resources on the table so that everyone can learn from those things and then go back to their respective corners and implement success.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity, so we will invite everyone to join you and I and Poonam and all the people that you mentioned. It'll be a great event.
So I'm sure people can find out more about this event. If you're watching this show and you're thinking you might want to attend that, the Government Technology Foundation can be found online. It can be found in social media, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter. It's all out there about this organization, and it's really open for people who are in government or out of government or in the technology community and are thinking about applications and solutions and innovations. You know, when I think about TechNexus and I think about Blue 1647 and 1871, and there's a lot going on with open data where just entrepreneurs are thinking about, hey, if I could have access to that traffic data, to that transportation data, other public data sources, I could mold that in such a way to give people back things that could allow them to make better decisions on how to operate and provide government services to better the constituents. And so a lot of movement in that area.
Well, as you know, one of the big buzzwords today is big data and predictive analytics. The applications for those in the government sector are tremendous in public safety in a variety of different areas. The City of Chicago has actually been at the forefront of using big data in public safety applications ahead of many other municipalities in very interesting ways. So that's another form of innovative technology. The University of Illinois Chicago is taking a leading position in putting together research in big data and predictive analytics. And they're doing some really interesting work there as well.
Well, certainly, I mean, UIC has a School of Engineering, School of Architecture, School of Urban Planning, Computer Graphics, Business School, so many skill sets. And Chicago is so blessed to have these range of institutions, from DePaul and Loyola and Roosevelt to Northwestern to even city colleges. It is a great asset to talk about being involved with the intersection of technology and innovation and service delivery for the betterment of our constituents. And when we, myself having spent a lot of time on the infrastructure side of things with networks and infrastructure, it's just something as simple as Wi-Fi can now be used in so many different ways that could be serving up applications that could have great benefit in public safety and public health, and just education, so many areas where it's not all that unique, but it's how we apply it. So the Government Technology Foundation is a place where we're encouraging people to come out and connect with this intersection of innovation. And Jim, I want to thank you for your service.
Thanks for having me, Bruce.
On the board of advisors and thought leadership.
You as well, Bruce. Take credit.
And I'm delighted too to be involved. We are humbly serving a great leader and a great visionary and entrepreneur. Poonam has been just phenomenal in her work at putting this idea out there, and so many people have rallied to support it. So if you have an interest in technology and how technology can serve this thing called a digital democracy, please come out and be involved with the Government Technology Foundation. It's an opportunity for all of us to give back in ways that will make a difference in the future of this great city, the future of this great state, and this great country. My name is Bruce Montgomery, and we'll see you again on another edition of Technology Access Television.
You know